What's going on, guys? Vince Reed here, and welcome to NetDivvy TV. And if you're looking at the screen, it says, should I quit? Now, over the last few weeks, there's been a lot of crazy things that have occurred, and maybe you're thinking to yourself, should I quit? Is this the industry for me? Now, first off, I want you guys to know that I'm not quitting. I'm in this gang for life. I was jumped in a little over 5.5 years ago, and I absolutely love it. So there's no quit in this body of mine. But I understand why that could possibly come into a lot of individuals' minds because of a lot of the struggle and the things that occur in this industry. Now, on a serious note, okay, chances are whatever you are doing right now will run its course. And what I mean by that is, in a very serious way, I want you to understand that whatever business you're in, whatever products you're selling, there's a strong chance that at some point, and we all hope that it doesn't happen, it will run its course. And you may have to change gears. Maybe the company goes out of business. Maybe the products just aren't what they used to be. Something else comes along that's better. That's just the world that we live in. And it's important to understand that as being a real reality. Okay, I don't say that to basically scare you. I want you to understand so you can position yourself. And again, if you pay close attention to what I'm going to share with you today, I believe it will absolutely change your life and allow you to position yourself in a much different way. All right, so last week was very interesting. As we know, we had companies going out of business. Actually last week was the year anniversary of my brother passing away. So I was going through a lot of emotions because actually a year ago on that day, I did a webinar on the day he actually passed away. So this week last week I basically said, you know what, I'm gonna basically just relax this week and think about a lot of things and just kind of take a week to just kind of regroup and, just kind of take everything in. And that's what I did. All right. So what I want to do right now moving forward is I want to read to you an email that I received from an old friend in the industry. Now, I think we can learn a lot from this individual. This person isn't a NetDivvy member. This is a person that I knew way back in one of my first companies that I was in. And, obviously I'm proud that the individual is still in the industry, but I was, saddened by the email that he sent me over the weekend. And it was a sad email. And he basically said, I'm sitting here in church the next day after I find out that the company XYZ, I'm not going to put the company name in there, but he had the company name in there, has now been shut down by the SEC with a significant investment. So basically he put in a lot of money into this company. He says, I'm hurt. Is there really anything out there in the internet where I can make money? Vince, I'm so broke, emotionally, financially, spiritually, everything. I don't know what to do. Help me if you can. I need to get back on track. Now, hopefully, I don't want to say who this was, but, there's probably been a point in every person's life where they felt like quitting and they felt this way. And I truly believe that these are the moments that create life-changing events in your life. They always say that when something dramatic happens, when there's a life-altering occurrence that occurs in your life, is the very best chance for you to make a sudden and dramatic change in your life for the better. All right, this is the truth, guys. I get people who call me and pitch me opportunities every single day. Okay, some of them that they tell me about cause me to put up red flags immediately. And a lot of the reasons I have a very keen sense of which companies I believe are red flags and which don't is simply because I'm so involved in the industry. I mean, we have thousands of members inside of my company, NetDivvy, where I'm constantly getting approached with different opportunities, and I've been in the industry long enough to see the kind of things that work and don't work. Okay, so instantly when I hear something, I can see red flags that occur. Now, I've always had a hard time telling individuals what I really think about certain companies because I don't want to basically, bust their bubble or make them or say anything that's negative in terms of whatever it is that they're doing. Because to be quite honest, it really doesn't matter what I think. And to be quite honest, there's been things that I thought weren't very good and they turned out to be amazing opportunities. So it really doesn't matter what I think. So last week when all of this started happening, instead of doing a NetDivvy TV episode, I just stepped back and I just kind of watched what happened. And I really started to think about how I would respond to those questions in the future when people ask me what I think about them. Because I think it's important, being in a position of leadership where I do speak to a lot of people, I think it's important to have the right answers. Because when you get emails like that, you want to be able to obviously protect your friends, protect people from situations that occur. But in all reality, okay, we don't have control over any of those things that happen. Okay, we don't have control over any of those things that happen. All right, so this is what I came up with as an answer to this question. So when people essentially pitch me an opportunity or ask me what I think about them, this is what I'm going to basically say. And maybe you guys can tell them the exact same thing if someone ever asks you what they think. Okay, so the first thing is you must be able to control it and be able to position yourself in front of it. So what I mean by that is, okay, if you are in a business that you can't control the income that you make. So for example, if you're putting out money and you're told that you're going to make a certain amount of money based off certain things that you can't calculate, certain things that you can't control, okay, I would personally just look out for that type of company because you can't control the outcome, okay? And if you can't position yourself in front of it, okay, what I mean by that is if there's not a product, like for example, here's a calculator. People are going back to school. People are looking for calculators right now. I can position myself in front of people looking to buy that calculator, okay? That is what I mean by if you can position yourself in front of it. Okay, if you have really, there's not a product, there's nothing that you can really do to position yourself in front of it so people who are already looking for it can buy it, I would pretty much look out for that. Now, the reason I have a lot of experience, and I want to give you guys a few examples of this, is this. Okay, one of the first companies that I was in, and one of the reasons I don't really touch a lot of those types of companies, is because it was built on that model. It was built on like your income is controlled by people doing a lot of little things, not really selling anything, and you really have no control over what's happening on the back end in terms of you don't know what you're going to make. It's all kind of like just a luck game, and you're constantly putting in effort, really not offering anything, right? So I had that experience firsthand of bringing in a large organization into a specific industry and not knowing. And after a while, I started to think about some of the things I'm going to share with you here in a second. You know, what is the real value that I'm helping? What is the real product? What is the real life-changing element of me that I'm giving to individuals that I'm putting in front of this opportunity? All right, so understanding understanding that you have to be able to control it and that you need to be able to position yourself in front of it is huge. So that's what I would tell people. So also I would say everyone should not be able to do it and get rich, okay? There's no get rich quick scheme out there that really is a real way for you to acquire real assets, right? We all know that. Okay, and if everyone could get rich, then everybody would be rich. And I remember being on a webinar where I was learning how to basically put together automated webinars, and they were basically saying at the end there's a certain part where you kind of hit them with the kitchen sink. You tell them, if you don't do anything different, what's going to change in your life? And then basically you can say, listen, this may not be for you. And then what this individual said to say was, listen, the world needs ditch diggers too, which I have never had the confidence to say. I mean, that was a little bit too low of a blow for me, but it's kind of the truth in terms of there are certain people that no matter what you give them, no matter how much information, no matter how much training you give them, no matter if I give them the blueprint to making money, they're just not going to do it. It's just not in them. They're the type of individuals that are not built, it's not in the core of them to be an entrepreneur. They're not going to make money in this type of industry, and it's okay. So everyone should not be able to do it. So for example, if you're telling people just do this, and you're just going to make money and you're going to be rich, that's just not real, right? Okay, because again, it's just not for everyone. We've got to come to terms with that. Okay, you have to remember that your level of expertise must match your expectations, and that's one of my favorite quotes and something that I live by. Okay, people aren't buying things from you because you have the coolest product and the coolest service. They're buying stuff from you because they believe that you provide the most value to get them the end result they're looking for. What people really want from you is results. Okay, so something that I always remembered was if my level of expertise doesn't match my expectations, then people aren't going to want to get started with me. Okay, if you put me up against another leader in the industry, I'd like to essentially make sure that I have enough level of expertise to essentially, if a person is making a choice of who they want to join, that they would want to get started with me because they believe that I have real skills and real value to help them get results that they're looking for. They're getting into the business not for the product or service. They're getting into the business to get results, to make money to support their family. Okay, so sometimes we get caught up on compensation plans and products, and really at the end of the day, you've got to build your personal value level and be able to have enough expertise to offer to the people looking to get started. And your level of output must match your level of cash flow input. So if you are sitting back and you're spending 30 minutes a day or an hour, and then you say, I'm just gonna do this, and if everyone does it, I'm gonna make money, guys, you're fooling yourself. Now, I truly believe that there's a myth in terms of what is real hard work. Like for example, you don't have to be working 8 hours a day to all of a sudden, or 12 hours a day, and that's hard work. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if it's a simple, just something like, just do that and make money, and you can kind of step back and you say, how many millionaires do I know that just wake up and just do that little simple task and really make money? Now, you can systemize your business, and your business could eventually turn out to be like that, but it's not from the very beginning. You see, when you get a business and from the very outgo of the business, it's like, just do that and you're going to be rich. It doesn't happen that way. That takes time, process, and you've got to be able to implement those skills and that process to be able to make your business run that way. Okay, so your level of output must match your level of cash flow input. So the more energy you put into your business, okay, the more assets you should get out of it, regardless of the outcome of the business. So for example, even the first business that I was in, I put in a lot of energy, brought in a lot of people, made some decent money. But at the end of the day, I realized, I said, hey, what are the true assets that the people that I'm getting involved are coming away with? Okay, if something happens at this company and they leave and they look and they think of the person who got them into the business, are they going to look at me and say, that person gave me a bunch of value and assets that I can take along with me and go off and build any other business that I choose? Okay, that is really what I live for in this industry. And it changes your approach, because now, you know, what people are experiencing in terms of if their company went under and they're out of a lot of money is they're saying to themselves, I'm stupid, I made a bad decision, that was wrong, right? Which is the total opposite. What you want to really understand is you've got to learn from your mistakes, because they only make you stronger. So, you know, for example, like I come from the real estate industry. That industry collapsed. You know, I put people in, you know, mortgages that I was being told to basically offer, and some of those people maybe lost their house. Okay? Now, does that make me a bad person? Maybe some of you might say so. Not me, because as long as you know that you were doing your best to give them the very best thing that they could, you can be okay. Okay, so for example, if you were basically providing a business for someone and in your heart you felt like it was a good opportunity, okay, then you're okay. You can live with that. Go to bed at night, sleep great at night, because you did what you were really truly trying to help someone else. But from here on out, if you did that, okay, and something didn't occur that you expected and you kind of can see what those things were, okay, make sure you don't make those same mistakes. Okay, make sure that you have a product, and it doesn't matter what it is, that you can position yourself in front of. Make sure that when you leave that business, you have more assets than what you had when you got started, regardless of the outcome. And you will go on to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and this industry will definitely give to you, you know, what you are here for, what you set out to get when you got started. All right, so this was a lot of information, and this really goes to people who are thinking about quitting. Understand that everything that happens to you is making you stronger. Okay, build your personal value level. I would tell the individual who sent me that email, get back into the NetDivvy system and develop your skills. You know, if you put in the amount of energy that you put into all those opportunities into yourself, okay, it will just catapult your business. Your business will turn around tenfold, because again, your level of expectations will match your expertise. All right, my name is Vince Reed. I hope you got a ton of value out of NetDivvy TV. Every single day, try to give you guys value and information to help you grow your business. Again, Vince Reed, and I'll see you on the internet. Take care.